taking notes in our Bible, this is going to be 1st and 2nd Timothy. Okay, so 1st Timothy, the first epistle of Paul the Apostle to Timothy. Now, what's the three applications? Historically, 1st Timothy is Paul writing to Timothy and giving instructions to Timothy on how to pastor. Doctrinally, it's the proper order of local churches. Inspirationally, how to conduct ourselves and be an example in the church. And a quick breakdown. Chapter 1, how to deal with heresy. Chapter 2 and 3, how to regulate church life. 4 through 6, how to conduct our daily living. Now, Timothy, a little bit about Timothy, was a man called by God to be a pastor of a local church, and that which was set up by the Apostle Paul. So this is a pastoral epistle. You've probably heard it called that before. And Paul will give Timothy guidance on how to pastor. And not in order, but here's some things that he gives him some advice on. How to pastor older people as a young man. And that's chapter 4, 12 through 13, chapter 5, 1 through 2. Gives him instructions to stay in Ephesus. That's chapter 1 and verse 3. Paul encourages him not to neglect his study time. Chapter 4, 11 through 16. Don't be quick to put men in leadership. Chapter 5, 17 through 22. Instructs him that bodily exercise profiteth little. 4:8 and 5:23. And the next thing, enforce the no women in authority rule. No women pastors. Chapter 2, 11 through 15. And to stand against false teachers. Chapter 1, 6 through 7 and 19 through 20. So it's Paul giving advice to Timothy. The author, obviously the Apostle Paul. The time span, 63 to 65 AD. Now let's go ahead and pick up the second epistle of Timothy. Okay, the second epistle of Timothy. The second epistle of Paul the Apostle to Timothy, So 2 Timothy overview. The author is Paul. It's got 4 chapters, 86 verses, 1,666 words. And Paul lays out the church's departure from truth. See 1:15, 2:17, 3:8, and 4:4. He wants them to get back to the things of God. And you see that phrase of God a lot in 2 Timothy. You got the will of God, chapter 1 and verse 1. The gift of God, chapter 1 and verse 6. The power of God, chapter 1 and verse 8. The word of God, chapter 2 and verse 9. The foundation of God, 2:19. Lovers of God, 3:4. Inspiration of God, 3:16. And man of God, 3:17. So get back to the things of God in 2 Timothy. And Timothy means worshiper of God. And it's 65 to 68 AD is the historical time span. The theme is endure hardness as a soldier, even in days of apostasy. The three applications. Historically, Paul writes to Timothy prior to his own execution. Doctrinally, it's teaching how to fight the good fight of faith during days of apostasy. Devotionally, the Christian life is tough, and the instructions contained in this letter can help you deal with it. Now, a quick little chapter breakdown. Chapter 1, hold fast the word, 1:13. 2, teach and study the word, see 2:2 and 2:15. Chapter 3, suffer for the word, chapter 3 and verse 12. Chapter 4, preach the word, chapter 4 and verse 2. So that's a quick little outline for 1st and 2nd Timothy.